what? I'm feeling a little crazy. I said I wasn't gonna make it to Wakanai, the most northern part of Japan, but at this point I'm like in the middle of Hokkaido, and it's about a little over 150 miles to Wakanai, and I have about 10 days to go there and then go all the way back to Chitose, which I'm pretty sure I could do if I just ride for longer days, which shouldn't be a problem. I haven't really been pushing myself super hard. I'll be honest. I told myself I wasn't gonna do like my last tour in South America, where I was like riding as hard as possible, like full roadie mode. That kind of ruined it. But now I kind of just want to cross some miles to like accomplish that. Like, okay, I made it to the most northern point, so I don't know. $150 there, about 2 something back in 10 days, maybe 9 days. I think it's totally doable. Dude, this is Hokkaido. A lot of the areas, I think most of it, is gravel heaven, really. Or on a mountain bike like this, like a 29er, dude. Like, there's hundreds and hundreds of miles of roads like this. Just nowhere near the road. I mean, it is, the road is over there, as you can see the cars, but it's like this, and it also gets like actual gravel where it's like deep and like whoa, scary, and it takes you through those woods there. But yeah, I can't think of many places that are this good to ride. I mean, obviously probably in the Midwest you'd have stuff like this, but then you would have farmers trying to kill you. Here you're not gonna get shot for going into a farm by mistake. They'll just wave to you, and if you ask them for directions, they'll help you. Sometimes you get in these like farm fields, you'll get these islands of trees, and in the middle is a giant shrine, like a giant torii gate, and yeah, huge shrine. But I haven't entered them because I don't know, they're usually kind of out of the way, so I don't know, just want to go through. There's so many shrines, you won't be lacking shrine content when you come here, but they're absolutely gorgeous. Something definitely from a video game, from like a Souls-like game. Absolutely jaw-droppingly beautiful stuff. I guess another way of describing the kind of like the general vibe here is just friendliness. Even though these are like, rough people from the fields that like do a lot of hard labor, everything just seems nice and happy. I want to say, I feel like even like the cars are cute, the signage of the farm is cute. The way they just plant flowers for absolutely no reason. You're in the middle of nowhere and there's like cute little flower fields and stuff. It's just a very welcoming environment, I would say. Yeah, I don't know. Well, what does that tell you about our culture? Yes, it's a homogenous society, so everybody has the same kind of rules, and societal rules and stuff. So theft isn't a thing, obviously, whereas in America we have many different cultures, and not all of them have the same values. They're all different. They all value different things. Quick story time, dude. The other day, one of the first, I think it was the second or third day, I told a story about that cafe in the middle of nowhere. I got that delicious apple pie. And right after that, well, not right after, like 2 hours after that, I had some curry. My stomach started kind of like, boom, doing those weird drops, and you're like, ooh, that's not good. That's not good. But at least I'm in Japan. There's a public toilet anywhere, except for when I freaking was there and my stomach was feeling really bad. But it was a very similar area to this, kind of middle of nowhere, and there was a riverbed like this, but it was way gnarlier. Like, you had to go down this crazy gravel road that was closed, and then yeah, I would go underneath like this. But they maintain all of this here pretty well. Like, there's no like tent or anything. But I was like, dude, last resort, I couldn't hold it. Like, there was something wrong with my stomach, so I just sent it down one of these gravel roads, hid in one of those bushes. And I don't know if you noticed before, but I was wearing that Mavic kind of buff. I'm not wearing it anymore for a reason, but don't worry, I didn't dispose of it improperly. I disposed of it responsibly. Anyways, dude, look at these paths. They go for miles and miles and miles on both sides of the river. Kind of like the LA River, the Santa Ana River, but look at this. Dude, it is so beautiful and so well maintained. I don't know, just a random shot. I should do more shots when I'm riding, but it's such a pain in the ass to get off the bike, put the camera, ride past it, grab it, all that stuff. I really like admire like guys like Ed March and Cycling About that document this whole thing. It was my original goal, but dude, I mean, bringing like a laptop, setting up to film, editing, all while like figuring out where to go and all that stuff, it takes a huge amount of effort. I don't know, when I'm cycling, I'm kind of like annoyed, like, you know, kind of in a bad mood when it's really hot and stuff. When I'm tired, it's like the last thing I want to do is like the camera, so yeah, most of the shots of me are just gonna be like not riding. But look, train station, train stop, dude, there is nobody here, like other than these people. Like, look, there's nobody here, and they still made a train station. Like, we have no excuses, honestly, at this point. Big oil sucks, bro. I don't want to sound like a freaking annoying like a hippie, but dude, come on. It makes it so much easier for these people to get around. Hey, let's go to a freaking holiday to Tokyo. All right, jump on the train, cross Hokkaido, take the ferry across, take the Shinkansen down to Tokyo. Easy, man. You don't even have to fly. Like, there's airports around here, but it's more enjoyable to be on the train, at least for me. I mean, you don't have to go through TSA, none of that bullshit. It's just frustrating sometimes, you know, when you see stuff like this and you're like, what are we doing, bro? Isn't that adorable? Dude, they keep these riverbeds absolutely spotless for hundreds of miles. In pretty much every city that has a river has these amazing trails that go for miles and miles and miles. Dude, pristine. Not a single piece of trash, not a single bit of trash in this whole thing. Change of plans. I am going to Wakanai, but I'm gonna have to crush a few 100-kilometer days, which honestly is not ideal on this bike. I definitely, after 80k, 90k, I'm feeling it. With these semi-nobbies, it's not ideal. But yeah, I think I'm gonna take a train back if I manage to find a bike shop with a bike bag. If I can find a bike shop that can do that, I'm definitely taking the train back. There's no way I'm gonna crush, you know, 250 miles plus in the next few days. I mean, I could, it's on the coast, so it's like taking PCH in California. I've done 250 mile rides before, non-stop, but that's not something I want to put myself through. That's when I was like super fit, so not down. But yeah, I guess we'll see in the next few days how it goes. Later. I was wondering, damn, why is he such a baby when it comes to rain? Dude, it's not so much the fact that I have to ride in the rain. That's actually quite pleasant. It's the fact that the chain gets all fucked up, gets all rusty and dirty and grimy, and it starts squeaking like crazy. Well, not all my clothes, but my clothes get wet. Even in the dry bags, they get damp. Everything gets wet. My shoes get wet. They take like 8 days to dry. I should have brought sandals. And then, yeah, it compounds issues. Everything gets wet. Everything takes longer. The tent gets soggy. It's when you pack it, it gets disgusting inside the bag. It's just, a waterfall of shit, basically. So that's why I complain so much about rain. I'm in the city of, I think it's called Horonobe. I think it's my last stop before Wakanai. So the furthest point of Japan. It's right against Russia. Well, not against Russia, but it's a Russian territory on one of the islands. It's just north of Japan. But yeah, these are the shrines I was talking about. Like, I'm in this little island of like nature and stuff. And in this case, I'm surrounded by like a really small town, but in other parts of the city, in other parts of the country, it's like nothing but grasslands, and all of a sudden you get this like little island with a beautiful shrine on it. I mean, I swear, like the Ocarina of Time had to be based on, I mean, obviously it's influenced by Japan, but it had to be based on Hokkaido, because when I'm here, it 100% feels like I'm just going from one like mission to another. Every city's different. You get all these hidden like treasures in the middle of nowhere, and it just gives you that huge sense of just wonder and exploration, which is what I love about bike touring. Not so much the actual cycling part of it, that's okay. That's most of it just painful. But it's a sense of exploration, just seeing new things and bumping into things you never thought you'd bump into. Especially in a country like Japan that has, just the most random and just coolest things you could possibly imagine. And in Hokkaido, it's like, it's almost not Japan in some ways. Like when you're riding out there, it just feels like a combination of the Midwest with like some parts of Japan, like an alternate reality. It's just, I find it fascinating. It's just extremely fascinating. And yeah. On to the next one. Me like right behind this particle accelerator. It kind of feels like I shouldn't be here on this like random ass gravel road. It's right next to the thing. Like it looks far on the map, but I could run there in like 30 seconds. It's right there. I need both hands, hold on. It's fucking muddy. Yeah, Google, this is definitely the closest, most efficient route. Oh, give me 1 sec. I gotta wonder, why did they build this little trail? There's these trails are littered across the country, the Hokkaido. I don't know where they go. Who built these? Why did they build them? Access to what? I guess the main road if you're like by the nuclear lab thing, but like, why? I mean, it's fun to rip on, don't get me wrong. Another Google shortcut. It's freaking steep, dude. Oh. Google's like, oh, I know what route you'll love. It probably listens to me complaining about the hills all the time. And I'm like, ah, damn it. Ah. And it's like, I got the perfect route for you. This is the best route. I mean, here's the easy part. Earlier it was like 4-foot grass, whatever the hell this is, weeds, and mud, extremely muddy. I'm getting there again. All right, a grate. We're in civilization, baby. And we're downhill finally. It was so steep earlier. All right, time to put my phone away. Oh, my GoPro. Bye. Things are changing a lot now in terms of landscape. It feels like I'm in Europe somewhere. Down south, it definitely feels a lot more like a jungle, like South American jungle, especially when it was so humid and rainy. But up here, the air feels a little more crisp, a little cooler, actually significantly cooler. The tractor behind me. And yeah, just pastures and pastures and pastures and pastures. And windmills, so you know I'm gonna get a hell of a I can't remember what the Windows XP thing is like, but I mean. So actually, these are giant balls of, not balls, but rolls of cheese. They let them out here in the sun to dry. It's like a ton on in each of those things. And then they slice them up into the smaller cheese rolls for, you know, for the consumer market. No, I'm kidding. It's just hay. It's that wrapped in that for some, I'm not sure why. For the rain? No, I don't know. Can somebody tell me? I'm not sure how farming works. And look at these gravel roads. They're gorgeous. And my GoPro's gonna die. God. Yeah, basically it's been a super long bike lane that goes right next to the highway there. There's one on each side of the highway. It's a 2-lane highway. That's the biggest one I've seen here. One car going and one coming. And then there's this huge bike lane here on this side and then on the other side of the highway. It's awesome. I mean, and it's only for e-bikes, what is it, and light vehicles. But I did see a farm tractor because I mean they have to go from field to field, and I guess this is the only way. But dude, absolutely beautiful. Not a single piece of trash. So here we are leaving Wakanai and heading south again. Going back to, well, I didn't go to Sapporo, but that's where I'm going to now. It's like you're done with the ride and then the climb up to the campground is just brutally steep, like San Francisco style climbs. It's so pretty though. You know, it kind of reminds me of the Marin Headlands, like Presidio and all that area. But it feels more wild, like nature's more wild around here. But similar vibe.